3 from Timaoera Parish. On Wednesday, 17th December 2025, the choirs are St. Veronica from St. Denis Parish, Utatu Oyera Choir, Timaoera Choir 2 from Timaoera Parish. Thursday, 18th December 2025, the choirs are St. Matthias Choir 1, St. Matthias Parish, Lumbadzi, St. John's Choir 1 from St. John's Parish, Msamba, St. Augustine Choir from Mtande Parish, St. Mary's Kamuzu Barracks, Timaoera Choir 1 from Timaoera Parish. Friday, 19th December 2025, the choirs are St. Raphael from St. Kizito.
Hello and welcome to our today's edition of News with me, Charity Lanka. Let's have a look at the top stories. Pope Leo XIV urges the faithful to seek true rest in God amid modern pressures. Government moves to strengthen justice delivery and democratic governance in Malawi. University of North Carolina mental health study highlights suicide risk among adolescents living with HIV in Malawi. And in other news, Trump administration expands U.S. travel ban to 5 more countries. We do have the details to these and many other stories, stay tuned. Pope Leo XIV has cautioned that financial systems and investments driven by injustice come at the bloody price of millions of human lives, urging the faithful to examine where they place their true treasure and to rediscover rest in God alone. During the Wednesday General Just in St. Peter's Square, the Holy Father reflected on the restless pace of modern life, noting that constant activity and pressure to perform often leave people unsatisfied and inwardly empty. We have a Vatican News report read by Tandiwe Mzumara.
Continuing his catechesis, Pope Leo observed that many people feel compelled to be perpetually busy, driven to act and achieve in a world that prizes speed and efficiency. While such demands shape nearly every field of life, he said they fail to address the deepest longings of the human heart. Turning attention to Christ's resurrection, the Pope posed a fundamental question: when we share in Christ's victory over death, will we finally find rest? He explained that faith assures believers that true rest awaits them, not as inactivity, but as a life marked by peace and joy. Reflecting on daily life, Pope Leo noted that people often become absorbed in countless practical concerns that fail to fulfill them. Jesus, too, faced responsibilities and challenges, yet remained focused on giving himself completely in love. The Pope warned that an obsession with doing and producing can become a vortex that robs people of serenity and prevents them from recognizing what truly matters. He said at the end of even the busiest days, many still feel empty, the reason being that human beings are not machines but hearts, centers of thought, desire, and love. For this reason, the Holy Father stressed the danger of placing one's treasure in earthly and temporary things, especially in financial investments that are increasingly out of control and unjustly concentrated, causing widespread human suffering and the devastation of creation. Pope Leo urged the faithful to look honestly within themselves, warning that the overload of commitments today risks leading to dispersion, despair, and the loss of meaning. Concluding his catechesis, Pope Leo emphasized that the secret of the heart's movement lies in returning to its source and delighting in a joy that never disappoints.
The Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs has launched the Justice and Accountability Survey 2025 aimed at strengthening justice delivery and democratic governance in Malawi. The survey was unveiled at the Bingu International Convention Center in Lilongwe. Speaking during the launch, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs Charles Mango said the survey measures public confidence in the justice system from 2018 to 2025 and will guide reforms to improve service delivery. Patrick Pupa has found a report being read in our studios by Tandewam Zumara.
Hango emphasized the ministry's commitment to strengthening the rule of law as a foundation for democratic governance and accountability. During the event, the ministry made a symbolic handover of the survey report to key institutions, including the Office of the President and Cabinet, the Parliament of Malawi, and the World Bank, among others.
This survey is telling us that as a ministry, as well as a system, we need to improve our delivery of justice to the people. Because the survey is showing that confidence levels, awareness levels are dwindling over the years from 2018 to 2025, giving about.
The European Union ambassador to Malawi, Daniel Aristi Gatsulumendi, said the survey was successfully conducted through joint support from the EU and the Ministry of Justice. He noted that the findings will help inform the implementation of development projects across the country.
I think a very, very useful initiative. So this is obviously the survey on justice and accountability 2025. It builds on the 2018 edition. And this is part of, obviously, our big flagship Chilungamo project, Support to Justice, 17 billion euro, has been running since 2022, will continue all the way to 2028, 2029. And obviously, when, together with the Ministry of Justice, we looked into the possibility of having this second edition of the survey. We decided, indeed, it's a very good idea. It's going to give us very, very concrete, very useful data and information in order to inform policy choices later on.
Meanwhile, Commissioner of Statistics in the Ministry, Shelton Ganyanda, has observed a slight decline in public awareness campaigns, stressing the need to strengthen education on the formal justice system, particularly on children's rights.
We are seeing that there's a slight decline in the people's awareness of their human rights. I think when we were talking in 2018, it was about 90% aware. But now it seems there's a decline to about 85%. But still, there are also other areas that we seem to be of interest. There's an indication that people are more aligned towards the informal justice system.
The survey was conducted in April across 15 districts, involving 4,800 households, and captures citizens' perceptions on justice, human rights, and the rule of law.
A recent mental health study under the University of North Carolina UNC project has highlighted critical gaps in Malawi's mental health services. Study coordinator Stephen Mponda revealed that around 1 in 10 adolescents living with HIV experience suicidal thoughts, mainly due to stigma, depression, and limited access to professional psychosocial support. Speaking on the country's mental health situation, Mponda noted a severe shortage of mental health professionals and limited services in public health facilities, making it difficult for vulnerable groups, particularly adolescents living with HIV, to receive timely and adequate support. Gift Kalonga has more in this report.
Speaking to Luntha TV, UNC project study coordinator Steve Mponda explained that adolescents living with HIV often face stigma and the challenges of coping up with the condition during critical developmental stage, which significantly contributes to mental health issues, including suicidal thoughts. He said the UNC project is implementing a youth safety planning study targeting adolescents with HIV who experience suicidal ideation. Participants are being recruited from teen clubs at public health facilities. Mponda expressed hope that the findings will guide the integration of effective, low-cost mental health interventions into Malawi's public health system to support adolescents living with HIV who are at risk of suicide.
Okay, in terms of suicide, there are a number of issues. I will say based on our studies, because we've had studies to do with adults living with HIV, adolescents living with HIV. But for this particular study, youth safety planning study, so most of the issues that come up, issues to do with the stigma that is out there for people living with HIV. You know, as an adolescent living with HIV, you have a lot of things that are going through your mind. You're in that developmental stage where a lot of things are new, but also living with HIV alone can also cause someone to be depressed. So once you are depressed and lots of other issues combined, this is what makes these adolescents to feel suicidal. So studies have proved that about 10% of adolescents living with HIV in Malawi feel suicidal. So this is a big number.
The study combines the friendship bench intervention with safety planning sessions, providing adolescents with practical strategies to manage suicidal thoughts while enhancing peer support. It involves adolescents aged 13 to 19 and is assessing the feasibility, acceptability, and fidelity of delivering this combined intervention with public health facilities. For Luntha News, this is Gift Kalonga.
The Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Ben Pele, says the strengthening local government systems is in the national interest as councils remain the level of government closest to the people and play a critical role in improving service delivery and local development. Speaking at the opening of the 2025 Extraordinary General Assembly of the Malawi Local Government Association, MALGA, today, the minister said decentralization works best when local authorities are empowered, coordinated and focused on addressing the everyday challenges faced by citizens. Gift Kalonga reports.
He noted that the Assembly provides a vital platform for dialogue, collaboration, and the search for innovative solutions to emerging governance challenges. On the welfare of councillors, the minister disclosed that his ministry has drafted revised conditions of service, proposing increases in sitting allowances, honorarium, and motorcycle loans. Pili explained that the proposals are still undergoing approval through relevant government structures, including the Ministry of Finance and the Department of Human Resource Management and Development.
Basically, this is an annual general meeting for the Malawi Local Government Association, MALGA, which brings about stakeholders like district commissioners, councillors, who are very important when it comes to decentralization. As you're well aware that the president at the central government has devolved certain responsibilities to the council under the banner of decentralization. It is therefore these people that are charged to enhance service delivery to the people.
Malawi Local Government Association, MALGA Executive Director, Council Hadrod Zelu Nkandawire, noted that delegates would validate the strategic plan 2025-2030, review the completed institutional audit, and reconstitute the executive committee. He then expressed gratitude to the minister for creating conducive policy environment and praised MALGA's continued support in providing evidence-based recommendations to inform government decisions.
Yeah, so basically the strategic plan that is expected to be validated tomorrow and also adopted is focusing on contributing towards deepening decentralization, at the same time also enhancing the capacity of both the electorate and the technical officers in the councils to ensure that there is a better and improved service delivery in the local government authorities.
During the opening session, it was revealed that the state president has directed that 100 million kwacha be allocated for women's loans and another 100 million kwacha for youth loan under the reformed funding framework, with guidelines currently being developed. The Extraordinary General Assembly being held under the theme Rejuvenating the Status of Decentralization and Local Government in Malawi, Looking to the Future with Renewed Hope, is also validating MAGA's strategic plan for 2025-2030, which the minister described as critical roadmap for strengthening local governance in Malawi. For Luntha News, this is Gift Kalonga.
You are watching news on Luntha Television. You will be back after this short break.
School fees kwa kupheka tsopano. Listen to fees by Airtel Money. Mutakulipira school fees mosavuta kudzera pa foni yanu. Tsatirani ndondomeko zotsatirazi. Choyamba, imbani *211#. Pamene yomwe mutapatsidwe, sankhani 8 kuti mulipire fees. Pitirizani posankha 1 yomwe ndi send fees. Kenako mudzafunsidwa kuti mulowetse admissions number. Kuchoka apo, mudzaona skulu yomwe mukufuna kulipira komanso dzina la ophunzira. Onetsetsani kuti zonse ndi zolondola. Pitirirani ndi kuyika ndalama zomwe mukufuna kulipira. Lembani pin yanu ya Airtel Money kuti muvomereze kulipira. Ndipo nthawi yomweyo mudzalandira SMS yotsimikiza kuti zatheka.
Uthenga ochokera ku Montfort Media Limited. Akatswiri posindikiza mabuku Malawi muno a Montfort Media Limited akukuyitanani nonse kumwambo okhazikitsa buku la mapemphero a Masalimo. Breviary. Mwambowu udzachitika loweruka pa 20 December 2025 kulimbe Cathedral ku Luntha Archdiocese. Kuyambira nthawi ya 1 o'clock masana. Mlendo olemekezeka ndi Ambuye Thomas Luke Nsusa a Luntha Archdiocese. Pamwambowu udzakhala zochitika monga kufotokozera chiyambi ndi mbiri ya mapemphero a Masalimo. Ndondomeko ya momwe tingapempherere Masalimo. Anthu omwe angagwiritse ntchito buku la Masalimo ndi kufunika kwa mapemphero a Masalimo. Kudalitsa mabuku atsopano a Masalimo. Anthu omwe adzafike kumwambowu adzakhala ndi mwayi wogula buku la Masalimo pa mtengo wa 20,000 malo mwa 25,000 kwacha. Udzakhalanso kupemphera limodzi Masalimo omwe adzaonetsedwe pa wailesi ya kanema ya Luntha. Mudzakhalanso ndi mwayi wogula mabuku ena akumtima kwanu omwe Montfort Media Publications amasindikiza. Mukafuna kudziwa zambiri, imbani foni pa 0992 509 030 kapena 0880 596 918. Tiyeni tonse tikakumane kulimbe Cathedral loweruka pa 20 December 2025 kuti tikapemphere limodzi pokhazikitsa buku la mapemphero a Masalimo. Paja malembo amati muzipemphera kosalekeza. 1 Tesalonika mutu 5 ndime ya 17.
If you've just joined us, I know that you're watching news on Luntha television. Now let's have a reminder of the top stories. Pope Leo XIV urges the faithful to seek true rest in God amid modern pressures. Government moves to strengthen justice delivery and democratic governance in Malawi. University of North Carolina mental health study highlights suicide risk among adolescents living with HIV in Malawi. And in other news, Trump administration expands U.S. travel ban to 5 more countries. Moving on with the news, the government through the Ministry of Gender, Children, Disability and Social Welfare has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting people living in extreme need through social protection programs. The assurance was made during a ministerial visit to Salima district aimed at appreciating the impact of the social cash transfer program. Minister of Gender Mary Navija said the social cash transfer program has transformed the lives of many vulnerable households across the country. She emphasized that government remains committed to ensuring the program contains as a key tool for poverty reduction. Emmanuel Georgia with the details.
Navija said the government introduced the social cash transfer program to uplift the living standards of the poor and ensure dignity among vulnerable citizens. She added that ending poverty remains a top priority for the administration. The minister highlighted the program has enabled the many families to put food on the table, send children to school, and engage in various socio-economic activities that improve their livelihood. However, Navija acknowledged that the program faces challenges including poor network connectivity, which affect beneficiaries when cashing out funds through mobile money service, such as Mbamba. She said government is working closely with the service provider, including to NM, to improve service delivery.
We've observed positive impact. At the same time, we've also highlighted some grey areas. For instance, we have some challenges with the service provider, those that are sending money to the funds to our beneficiaries. There's some problems there, and we will be discussing about that. And again, network coverage is not 100% in some areas. Some people are living in hard-to-reach areas, so we need also to sit down with our stakeholders like TNM.
Salima District Social Welfare Officer responsible for cash transfer, Tumbigombare, said the program is progressing well despite delay in disbursement. He noted that the district is targeting about 12,300 beneficiaries under the social cash transfer program.
The last time they received the money was in March this year. So we have had a drought for the past months, but I'm glad to say that today they are receiving the monies in the district. We have our target is 12,300 beneficiaries, but currently we have managed to enroll around 11,300 beneficiaries.
One of the beneficiaries, Alice Mponda, commended the initiative, described her family as a living testimony to its impact. She said the support has improved their quality of life, enabling them to educate their children and meet basic household needs, underscoring the program's importance in transforming vulnerable communities. For Luntha News, in Lilongwe, this is Emmanuel Juocha.
Director of STI Research and Clinical Services, Dr. Mish Matoga, says the number of people being diagnosed with sexually transmitted infections, STIs, in the country continues to increase. Speaking to Luntha Television, Dr. Matoga said ongoing research indicates that approximately 15% of the adult population is affected by STIs. He noted that one of the major challenges is that these infections, particularly among women, often do not present symptoms, meaning many women may be living with infections without being aware of their status. Bridget Monoka caught up with Dr. Matoga.
You'd probably look at it in two ways. what I would say short-term effects, and there are also long-term effects. Short-term effects are somebody has an infection, they are in pain, so they cannot function. They have a discharge or they have an ulcer, which is causing a lot of discomfort. So because of that, they're not able to function that particular day or those particular few days when they have the infection. But then we also have the long-term effects, such as infertility, ectopic pregnancies, miscarriages.
And in other news, the Trump administration has expanded its U.S. travel ban to include Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, South Sudan, and Syria, significantly widening restrictions on who can travel to or immigrate to the United States. The announcement, made Tuesday in Washington, D.C., adds 5 countries to the list facing a full travel ban, while imposing partial restrictions on 15 additional nations, including Nigeria, Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Tanzania. Travel using documents issued by the Palestinian Authority has also been fully restricted. We have an Africa News report being read in our studios by Emmanuel Georgia.
The new measures double the number of the countries affected by the travel limits first announced earlier this year and are set to take effect on January 1. The restrictions apply to both visitors and those seeking to immigrate, though exemption remain for lawful U.S. residents, existing visa holders, diplomats, athletes, and individuals whose entry deemed in the U.S. national interest. The administration says the decision is driven by the national security concerns, citing unreliable civil records, high visa overstay rates, corruption, and instability in several countries. Officials also pointed to immigration enforcement challenges and recent security incidents. Critics, however, argue the move unfairly targets people based on nationality. Refugees and human rights groups warned the expanded ban could block some of the world's most thoroughly vetted migrants, including Afghans who assisted U.S. forces. Several affected countries said they are seeking clarification from the U.S. authorities as opposition to the policy grows.
With that item, we've also come to the end of our today's bulletin, but let's have a recap of the top stories before we go. Pope Leo XIV urges the faithful to seek true rest in God amid modern pressures. Government moves to strengthen justice delivery and democratic governance in Malawi. University of North Carolina mental health study highlights suicide risk among adolescents living with HIV in Malawi. And in other news, Trump administration expands U.S. travel ban to 5 more countries. You've been with me, Charity Chilanka. Thanks so much for giving me company, and continue enjoying the rest of our programs right here on Luntha TV. Goodbye.
Is the 5th edition of Christmas Carols on Luntha Television. Luntha Television is excited to announce the hosting of the 5th edition of Christmas Carols 2025 from the Luntha Television studios, starting from 8:15 in the evening to 10 o'clock same night, hosted by Joseph Mwanoka. Dear brothers and sisters, the 5th edition of Luntha Television Christmas Carols is here. These are our choirs for this year 2025. On Tuesday, 16th December 2025, we